wind up with values and it props the class up.
Let's move on to the AFC South. We'll start with the worst team in the division last year, which was the team that had the number 1 overall pick in this draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence went 1.1 in the draft. He is their best pick. He is the best pick of the entire draft, in my opinion. The fact that you had him fall in your laps after the Jets screwed it up and won 2 games against playoff teams at the end of the year last year. The Jacksonville Jaguars getting Trevor Lawrence, that is a game changer for your franchise.
100%.
I looked at Jacksonville's picks and said, I don't mind a lot of them. They were all players that I like. It was the positioning of where they were drafted that is a little surprising to me. Travis Etienne at number 25 overall I thought was way too high, but I thought they could get him with that first pick in the second round. Again, that was what I was thinking. Tyson Campbell I thought was a really big reach at that first pick in the second round. I do like the Walker Little. I can't knock that one. That's a great one.
I can't. Give me a minute. I'll knock it.
Andre Cisco, he played at my college, Syracuse. He's got a ton of injury history. So that could be something that I just don't like where I like the players. I'm not sure I'm happy about where they were drafted at the position they were drafted at.
Right. I liked what they came down with. Again, I think you're spot on with that. I think they overdrafted a few guys in this one as well.
All right, I see Roy's comment in the comments of, oh, you gave him a C? Well, first of all, anytime you take a running back in the first round, you ain't getting an A. I don't care if you take Barry Sanders in the first round. I'm not giving you an A. So just understand, this is not, and I don't grade like Punkin over here. I grade like a legitimate class. There's only so many A's.
Right.
Here's my knock on Jacksonville. You took ETN too high. And Stephen Tao said they needed ETN there for Lawrence. No, they didn't. No, they did not. You had a running back.
Yeah.
And running backs, I got news for you. There are 100 running backs in the NFL. I am never taking one in the first round. Ever. Especially not when I have 10 bigger needs. And that's the problem. That's the problem that I have with everything Jacksonville did. You took a lot of guys that are high upside. That also means usually they're low floor. Almost always. And so just look at the picks. Just take them in order. All right, Travis Etienne.
Yep.
How many players that you know were going to be consistent players in the NFL could they have had at 25 when they took Etienne?
There was a slew.
It's a lot.
That word
you could add Tevin Jenkins.
Aggressively.
You could add Tevin Jenkins. Tevin Jenkins is a guy I know is going to start in this league for a long time. And that's a guy that would have helped and would have filled a need. So you didn't take him there. And what does that lead you to do? Take Walker Little. I love the talent. I talked about Walker Little throughout the entire process. You know what I said routinely? I don't want him to go to a team that needs him to play right away. Jacksonville Jaguars do. They had one of the worst right tackles. Taylor was one of the worst right tackles in the league last year. He was a fucking turnstile. And now you're going to put in a guy that hasn't played a snap in 2 years and expect him to be a day one starter. Same thing you did with Taylor 2 years ago. Doesn't allow him to develop. And now you don't have a tight end. So you're going to play Chris Manhertz as your tight end, solely a blocker. So now you've limited your weapons to try to make up for the left tackle's name just went. Cam Robinson. And Walker Little, because Walker Little's a rookie that hasn't played in 2 years. And I'm telling you right now, this game is going to seem real fast for him in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then I look at a guy like Tyson Campbell. That's who you took with the first pick of the second round. How many guys were we talking about we could not believe were still on the board going into day two?
There were several.
And Tyson Campbell, was he one of them?
No.
Not even
No.
close.
And here's the other thing that bothers me. You took C.J. Henderson the first round last year. You just paid Shaq Griffin. So what is he? He's your third corner at best?
Yep.
That's what you used the 33rd pick in the draft on. One of the most valuable picks in this draft. And that's what you used it on. I just don't understand. I'm not dinging any of these players.
Right.
I like every one of these players. What I don't like is you took Travis Etienne, and then it was almost like the chain of screaming going down the board. Because now you're chasing, trying to catch back up because you took a pick out of order. And I'll be 100% honest with you, if you told me they got every one of these players, if every player slotted down one spot, and you had put in, I don't know. I'm trying to think somebody went back into the first round. Greg Newsome, and I wouldn't want a corner, but
Greg Rousseau.
No, because he's risky too. I'm thinking one of the safe guys.
I would have just gone
Trayvon Moehrig.
Yeah.
Hell, if you'd gone Trayvon Moehrig at 25 and every other pick went down one, that grade would have gone up a full letter grade.
Yeah.
I think they need to address some of the offensive line issues at that point. There was still players of value at that pick, and I agree. You could have just slid every one of those guys down after that. I feel like you could have got him at the picks that you had still. Like, you still could have this same draft class and adding a first-round offensive line talent to the team.
Oh, I mean, and that's the thing. Roy said in the comments they don't need Walker Little immediately. Yes, they do. If you trot Trevor Lawrence out there with Cam Robinson and Jawan Taylor.
Jawan Taylor.
If you trot him out there with that at the bookends, you mark my words, we've covered the kid for 3 years. We work for the Tar Heel Radio Network. Guess where the other affiliate is? Clemson. I've watched this team a lot. If you trot him out there with that, he will not make it through this year. You mark my words. You remember I said that. And I don't wish injury. I'm not wishing injuries on anybody. I'm telling you, you have not put this kid in the best position to succeed because you have 2 below-average tackles at their spots. And you did him no favors.
Real quick, they did find value in the 4th round, 106 overall, in Jay Tafel, the defensive tackle out of USC.
And I like that pick. That was my best value pick for them. I like that. I wish they had done more of that. More of these guys that can come in and play immediately. Jay Tafel can play right now. But when you have a lack of talent, which the Jaguars do, I think any honest Jacksonville Jaguars fan will admit to you, we have not drafted well, we have overdrafted some guys, and we have a lack of talent. And a lot of the great guys have left, and we're replenishing them with draft picks.
Right.
You have a ton of draft picks. You need some guys that are going to play right now. And I feel like you got a bunch of guys that are going to, like Tyson Campbell. Best case scenario, he's your 3.
Right.
All right, well, he's the outside guy. He's still your 3. C.J. Henderson's still better than him. Shaq Griffin's still better than him.
Yeah.
And you had bigger needs. That's all I'm saying. I don't hate any of these guys. I think you added talent. I just don't know that you put Trevor Lawrence in the best position to succeed quickly.
Yeah.
I think we can say one positive thing about the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's that none of us at this table believe that they will be the worst team in this division.
No, I can tell you that definitively.
There is zero shot of that happening. The worst team in this division in the AFC South is the Houston Texans. And the Houston Texans have all of the problems with Deshaun Watson and Tyrod Taylor. And what are we going to do at quarterback? Well, guess what? First pick of the draft, 3rd round at 67 overall. They took Davis Mills, the quarterback out of Stanford. Riskiest pick of the draft for the Houston Texans. This is the only failing grade in the entire draft.
It's the 1 F. There's 1 F. I just realized I left an S off Davis Mills. It's Davis Mills, not Mill.
Yes.
And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I do not understand it at all. Let's play a fun game. All right. Let's say Deshaun Watson's not the quarterback. Whatever happens with whatever. Yep. I'm not a cop, and I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a judge, so I'm not adjudicating that. Is there any chance that Davis Mills is your quarterback in the future?
God.
No.
No, because if you're that bad, you're going to take Sam Howell next year.
Yep.
So you wasted your first pick. You traded your first 2 for a tackle. I have a stroke, a little miniature stroke, every time I say that out loud.
Yeah.
And then your first pick is quarterback. That has no shot of being your long-term guy. Yeah. Would you like to hear the players that went directly after this?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Jalen Mayfield, Joseph Asai, Brady Christensen, Aaron Robinson, Aleem McNeil, Milton Williams, Benjamin St. Juste, Osa Adigizua.
That's bad.
Every one of
Paulson Adebo, Josh Palmer, Chaz Surratt, Malcolm Kuntz, Divine Diablo, man.
Oh, yeah.
Divine Satan, man. Love Divine Satan.
That's my boy.
I would rather every player I just
every
said.
One of those
There's
guys.
not one player I just said that I wouldn't like better.
Mm-hmm.
It's just mind-bogglingly stupid to me.
Yeah.
So what is your thought? You're not going to play him anyway. Let's just say Deshaun Watson doesn't play it down.
Yep.
The starter's Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You do it for a year. You suck. Go get your guy next year.
Yeah.
This is never going to be your quarterback under any circumstances.
No, he's going to be at best a career backup.
Let's say he comes in and he's the best third-round quarterback we've ever seen since Joe Montana.
Yep.
And he would be a low-level starter in the NFL. And you wind up with the number 1 pick next year. You're telling me you're not taking a quarterback?
Yeah.
You're telling me you're going to pass on Sam Howell for this guy. In any realistic realm of possibility. Bingo. You're not. You're not. You had the ability here. Nick Caserio has a blip year because you took this job with a team that Bill O'Brien tried to sink in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
And you could have done damn near anything you wanted to, and I would have passed you. If you'd have taken Malcolm Kuntz, which is who I originally had them taking in the 3rd round,
right?
I would have been fine. I would have given you a C+, B-, and we would have gone on about our merry way.
Yeah.
But instead, you did the one thing that makes absolutely no fucking sense. And then you trade up for Nico Collins. There are 9,000 receivers in this draft, and you trade up for one of the rawest ones. And you traded what little draft picks you had to get him.
Yeah, it was just mind-boggling.
Then you did one really good thing. Well, you did one good thing and one half-ass thing. I like Brevin Jordan. I do like Brevin Jordan. I think he will be a weapon for whoever plays quarterback for this team.
Good value in the 5th round.
And I like Garrett Wallow as a guy that can come in and be a 2-down linebacker right now. Other than that, it all sucked.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I think a child could have done better than this. And I think very highly of Nick Caserio.
Yeah.
I do. I think he's a very bright guy. And I don't want to just keep killing the Texans, mainly because their fans like to kill me, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You can say all the things you want to about me because you know I'm right. If you didn't know I was right, you would just go, fuck that guy. Who is he? His opinion doesn't matter. But you know who I am? I'm a guy who's been doing this for 10 years, and I'm right way more than I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I look at this and go, this is going to be a disaster. You just put your rebuild 1 year behind because you came in with, if you had a plan, it was a flawed plan. I think you came in with no plan whatsoever. Mm-mm. And I'll be honest with you, the video of, I don't know, have you seen the video of Terry Donahoe?
No.
Howie Roseman is just psyched for the Milton Williams pick. And he's jumping around like a methed out fucking little troll. Fist bumping everybody, yeah, and then he gets to Terry Donahoe. And just stick your fist up. And Howie Roseman's like, yeah! And Terry, that's what he did. And then he looks at him and just goes, fuck off. Like, I couldn't read his lips, but I can tell you the gist was, I'm gonna need you to go fuck yourself. Yeah. Like right now, you're at a 9, I need you at a 2, and I need you the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, for real.
Hilarious. That's how I think the whole draft went for the Texans.
Yeah.
Nick Caserio's like, yeah, I got her, yeah. And all the scouts are going,
nope.
No, you didn't.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah. Good grief.
Yeah. Not good for the Houston Texans. They will be the worst team in the league. They will be the worst team
Worst team in the league, and
NFL.
it's not even debatable.
Yep. They will be the worst team in the NFL. They will get the number 1 pick next year, and Davis Mills will be a wasted pick at the top of this draft.
That's what makes this. That's what makes this the biggest dumpster fire.
The Davis Mills pick, and I actually like the talent of the guy.
Yeah.
But the problem is that pick is the turd on top of the turd cake that has been the last 24 months for the Houston Texans.
No doubt. Rolling on with the AFC South draft grades here in the Sportsocracy. Again, I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. He's Brian Haynes. I got to get used to this this 3-man panel here. The draft was so good that we're just going to continue on. We're just going to steer into this skid and see where the craziness takes us. Continuing with the AFC draft grades from the 2021 NFL Draft. The Indianapolis Colts ended up finishing second in this division last year. They are a Super Bowl favorite for many prognosticators in the NFL, or if not a Super Bowl favorite, at least in the group of teams that you will not be surprised to see make the Super Bowl. And you give them a C- for their draft? What did you hate about the Indianapolis Colts draft, Jeremy?
I told you before the draft I was not in love with Kwity Paye.
Yeah. Yes.
I said that a bunch of times. And then you doubled up on Dayo Odeyingbo. Ode Ingbo.
Ode
Ingbo.
No. Deo Odangbo.
Okay. Spell it that way. You want me to pronounce it that way? Fucking spell it that way. You want it to be Odangbo? Take the Y out.
Odangbo.
Yeah, take the Y out because it's Odangbo. And I have no problem with that pick. I really don't. But I just look and go, there's very few impact guys here. I think you're going to have hit on one of these two because I do like Deo. Mm-hmm. And I see the talent in Kwity Paye. I just don't know what position he plays. Now, if they have a plan for him, I had Kwity Paye attached to Indianapolis for how long? I mean, for the love of God.
A long time.
Yeah.
By the way, I want this out there. I was really pissed off at my mock draft. You do realize I would have finished 5th in the media contest with the one I put out on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was pissed. I'm taking that bitch down next year. Yeah. You just mark my words. I'm taking that bitch down next year.
Taking it down.
I don't think they did anything particularly well. I like the Sean Davis pick.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that was a value pick at the back end of the 5th round. Other than that, I just look at a lot of dudes. Mm-hmm. Sam Ehlinger.
Why? Why did you do that? Woo.
I don't mind the Sam Ehlinger pick in the 6th round to have someone.
I do because there were still talented players on the board. Still talented players that could serve a role. Yeah. And you took a guy, and this is the second time you've done this in 2 years. Mm-hmm. You took a guy that has no shot of ever. To me, those are just wasted picks.
Okay.
I've never liked the idea of, we're going to take a quarterback just in the hope he turns into Tom Brady. Yep. No.
You did. This is now 2 years in a row that you did this.
You
could have taken last year with Jacob Eason.
Well, you could have taken Tam Terry, a guy that
could have used him.
Yeah, you could have used him because he would have been a usable piece this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it's hard for me to kill you for 6th-round picks. Kalen Granson, you took him too high. Mm-hmm. I had him in the 6th or 7th round. Sean Davis was a value. Sam Ehlinger, I didn't even have a draftable grade on. And then the 2 7th-round guys are just dudes.
Yep.
They're just dudes.
But Carson Wentz comes to town, and the Indianapolis
I still
Colts.
love this team, though, so don't crucify me in the comments. Sorry, I didn't love your draft class. I still love your team.
That's what I was going to say.
I agree that this team is a Super Bowl contending team.
Yep. 100%.
Agreed. The Tennessee Titans, however, that is another story. The Tennessee Titans won this division last year. Their draft, how did you see that? Did you? You gave them a B-. Okay.
Yeah.
I would put this in that B- to C+ category. Number 1 overall, or their number 1 pick at number 22 overall, Caleb Farley, the cornerback out of Virginia Tech. Dylan Redunz.
Caleb Farley is the riskiest pick in the 1st round.
Uh-huh.
No doubt that is the riskiest pick in the 1st round. Now, you did what you had to do. The thing I don't understand, and I'm never going to understand, why in the hell did you wait until the 4th round to take a wide receiver? Mm-hmm. That doesn't make any sense to me.
And traded up
to get a guy that was a 7th-round talent anyway? I don't get that.
They're going to trade for Julio Jones.
I liked Caleb Farley. I like that if it works out the medical. I like the pick. Mm-hmm.
I don't mind the pick at all. It's not Caleb Farley that I'm picking.
The back issues are there. But Dylan Redunz, Monty Rice, Elijah Molden, and Rashad Weaver, I thought were all really great picks.
Yep. And that's why it's a B and not a C.
Yep. The only thing they did, other than taking the risk on Caleb Farley, I had no idea why they traded up to get Dez Fitzpatrick.
No one does.
I didn't even know much about this guy whatsoever to even quantify them trading up in the 4th round for him when there was a slew of wide receivers that we universally had ranked way higher than him.
He's 6'2", he's got a big body.
Yeah.
And he's got great hands.
Yeah.
The problem is that he ran at his pro day, and I can't remember exactly what he ran, but it was damn fast. He didn't play that fast. We got years of tape on this guy. He never played that fast. I'll quantify this the best way I know how. If you can run a 4.2, that's all well and good. If you throw on pads and you play at a 4.5 speed, you're a 4.5 guy.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn how fast you can run in a pair of shorts. I care how fast you play on game day, and Dez Fitzpatrick never did that. Now, obviously, with the trade up, they think that's going to be the 3rd wide receiver. Mm-hmm. They think it's Josh Reynolds, A.J. Brown, Dez Fitzpatrick. Do I agree with him? No, I don't. Not even a little bit.
Fitzpatrick ran a 4.43.
And he's not that fast. He's a mid 4.5s, low 4.6s guy.
I did like the fact that they focused in on bolstering the secondary after they blew up the secondary in the offseason.
I love the Dylan Redun's pickup. That makes up for your great fuck-up of Isaiah Wilson last year.
Right.
And you know what I feel very sure of? Dylan Redun's is not going to – there will be no video of him dancing on top of a truck. I feel very sure of that. There might be a video of him moving a truck, with his teeth, because he is a gigantic beast of a human being. But that's what happens when you draft poorly.
Yeah.
You try to get cute, and you take Isaiah Wilson in the first round, and you have to use a second-round pick to make up for that the following year.
Just as it was last year, the AFC South is going to be a very, very close race between the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts at the top. And I think we can safely say that the Jacksonville Jaguars are the third best team. Houston is a dumpster fire.
100%.
Oh, God, Houston's so bad.